everyone, and welcome to another episode of MMT Mondays. Before we get going, on behalf of Real Progressives, I want to wish a happy Pride Month to everyone out there in the LGBTQ community. In honor of June being Pride Month, each new episode of MMT Mondays this month will be dedicated to taking a deep dive into how policies such as a federal job guarantee, Medicare for all, and others can benefit the LGBTQ community. When the Supreme Court ruled in favor of marriage equality in 2015, many people viewed that decision as the finish line when it came to guaranteeing equal rights and protections to the LGBTQ community. But like countless other instances of progress throughout our nation's history, it was met almost immediately with swift backlash and attempts to find loopholes. That is why we are here to shine a light on discriminatory practices that are continuing to take place across the country and how we hold the power to demand justice. Nearly 77 years ago, President Franklin D. Roosevelt stated that we cannot be content, no matter how high our general standard of living may be, if some fraction of our people, whether it be 1/3 or 1/5 or 1/10, is ill-fed, ill-clothed, ill-housed, and insecure. The hope and optimism of a new, more egalitarian society seemed like an attainable goal as World War II drew to a close. Looking back, we know that FDR envisioned a new economic Bill of Rights that would provide security and prosperity for all. One of the main pillars of this economic Bill of Rights was the right to a job that provided a living wage to not only survive, but thrive upon. Crazy concept, I know, right? But if there's anything that this pandemic has made painfully clear, is that the job market can tank overnight, leaving millions of people without a source of income or way to provide for themselves or their families. Just like FDR and Henry Wallace knew back then that economic security came from a protected job providing a living wage, we see that the same is still necessary today. A federal job guarantee can not only provide a living wage, but also provide the peace of mind that job security brings so many people end up lacking. To get just a glimpse into the continued discriminatory practices taking place across the United States, one of the leading nonprofits for the LGBTQ community, Out Leadership, created an LGBTQ Business Index to highlight which states were the most LGBTQ friendly and which ones were not. So according to the 2021 LGBTQ Business Index, New York is the most pro-LGBTQ state, while South Carolina came in dead last. There is a nationwide trend of states pulling apart where the top 25 are continuing to protect LGBTQ employees and the bottom are becoming steadily worse. Despite the Supreme Court's landmark decision in favor of LGBTQ worker protections last summer, states are still able to take advantage of this ruling. I know that we're all shocked about the fact that states are taking advantage of Supreme Court rulings and all. Not that that's ever happened in our nation's history or anything like that. The index goes on, though, to highlight how LGBTQ individuals are willing to take their talents and skills and leave states that continue protecting discriminatory practices against them. They are willing to take a nearly 25% pay cut to be in states more friendly to them. This is all despite the fact that studies have shown time and time again that diversity and inclusion serve as a catalyst for research and innovation. States that are anti-LGBTQ are actually losing out on economic growth simply because they want to be backward. So in our upcoming videos, we're going to look at examples, both personal and community-wide, of how businesses and states are continuing to discriminate against the LGBTQ community. Our first example looks at former McDonald's worker Lorraine Reed. Reed is a trans woman who recently filed a civil rights lawsuit charging McDonald's with extreme sexual harassment and discrimination. The embarrassment and horrors that she experienced while working at McDonald's serve as yet another example of how corporations love to put on this act about how they support the LGBTQ community, but behind the scenes, they allow the continuation of oppression. No amount of rainbows on a box of fries can cover up the mistreatment of workers in the name of profit. And that is where a federal job guarantee could play the role of a safety valve to protect workers' rights. If Miss Reed knew that she had a guaranteed job providing a living wage, then she would not have to put up with these horrible conditions. It would have also forced McDonald's to alter their workplace environment, or they would risk losing skilled workers.
I started working at McDonald's in Detroit, April 2015. It was going good. Everything was good, actually, so I thought. I was taking orders for the customers, and I had a headset on. And through a headset, a manager voice came through the headset and was saying, you have to feel from the back. You can't feel from the front. And so another crew member, Kelly, approached me, and she proceeded to stick her hand in between my legs from the back to see if I had a penis. I am transgender, but I have never dealt with anything like that, especially in the work field. I mean, of course, you get hate from people on the street, but never in a job place. A manager came and told me that I had to clean out a bathroom, which I thought was a storage room. I had to clean out a bathroom. And when I got finished cleaning out, I started asking questions like, well, why am I cleaning out this bathroom? Normally we would have help. Other crew members would clean up together. Like, why am I the only one to clean out this bathroom? Well, this is the bathroom you're going to be using, is what she replied. No one did anything about it, like as far as the managers, any of the people above the managers, like the owner of the McDonald's, nobody. When I spoke to management about the incident that happened with my crew member, they actually took me off the schedule and they cut my hours. So with that being said, it was even more stressful, even more depressing. I thought I should take a lot of pills and I could go to sleep and not wake up anymore, and everything would be so much better, because then I would not be transgender. I would not have to experience the stuff that I experienced at McDonald's.
A federal job guarantee gives us the opportunity to redefine work. The history of the New Deal is rife with examples of jobs for artists. Today I want to address an art form that is often misunderstood or overlooked, and that's drag. When drag queens aren't considered legitimate artists or workers, it's a detriment not just to the gay community, but to all of us. Drag queens provide much more than entertainment. Drag is both performance art and social commentary. It is a physical representation of the freedom the LGBTQ community has been fighting for, harking back to the days when cross-dressing laws were an all-purpose tool for police repression, despite the fact that cross-dressing has never been solely the purview of gays. Including drag in a job guarantee will finally provide the support to drag queens and acknowledge them as artists and workers.
I actually get ready at my office. I hole up in the conference room for 3 hours. People poke their heads in and say, how's it going? And then the next thing you know, I'm a beautiful lady.
I'm currently a master's student at Cornell University.
I'm actually the assistant director of payroll for a nonprofit here in New York City.
My day job is a fashion designer.
I'm a barista, work at a coffee shop and keep it cute.
I work for a philanthropy.
My day job is a customer service representative for Flywheel, which is a cycling company.
I sell software to lawyers and law firms and government agencies.
I work at Sephora.
I work as an artist assistant.
I'm a hairstylist.
I'm an assistant visual manager for Forever 21.
I'm actually a hairstylist. I went to cosmetology school and now I do hair in Baltimore.
I am a freelance artist.
General manager of a retail store.
Well, I'm in grad school right now for library sciences.
I am the operations manager of an education consultancy.
I work 9 to 5 most days a week, and then I'm doing a show almost 4 to 5 times a week from maybe like 10 at night to 2 a.m. Wake up, do it again. So it's really hard, but it's a lot of fun. It's what I love to do.
Some people at work know I do drag, some don't. Some have seen my Instagram. Drag is definitely liberating. It's totally different than anything else I get to do or any other way I get to express myself.
It's very difficult to go from my day job to drag because I also work full-time as a drag queen in the city. So I work 40 hours a week and then go and perform at night.
It's spreadsheets and desks and computers and contracts, and then 4 hours later, it's glitter everywhere. I mean, I hate to say something super cliche, but it's all drag. I mean, I have to wear a suit and tie when I go to work, and that's clothing that I only wear when I go to work. And I guess at the end of the day, we get to put on costumes and get rid of some of the id and let the ego run wild.
I would say I'm more myself in drag than out of drag. I feel like this is who I want to portray, and this is who I am, and this is who I be. Oh.
As you can see, while last year's Supreme Court decision stands out as a step in the direction of equality for the LGBTQ community, this is far from the finish line. While the desire to go back to sleep or go to brunch always seems to lull the masses into docility, the continued flaunting of discriminatory practices in the workplace highlight why a federal job guarantee is vitally important. While all workers deserve protections in the workplace, it is even more paramount for the most vulnerable communities to receive the dignity and right to a safe and well-paying job. So if you enjoyed tonight's video, make sure to check us out at realprogressives.org and subscribe to get notifications on new video streams in YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, and Rockfin. Thank y'all, and have a great week.